And to think that I almost interviewed this guy. Hi, my name is Kyle and welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk to you about Eric Stovall. This is a guy who's running for Arizona congressional seat number 9. He is supposedly a conservative, a black conservative, and that's important for a reason here in a second, who's trying to do the America First thing, the pro-Trump thing, the rah-rah-rah thing, let's take back the House, all that, with Build the Wall and all that America First stuff I just mentioned. But to come to find out, Project Veritas just did an expose on him with undercover video, and in his own words, it's the exact opposite. So in this video, I'm going to talk to you about that. I'm going to show you the video in its entirety, or most of it. And then I'm going to actually do a review on it. I'm going to react to it. And then I'm going to talk to you about why it's so important that we deal with these kind of people every time we see them. Because what happens is these people, these grifters, these rhinos, you've heard those terms before. But I want grifter and rhino to be synonymous with this guy right here. Why is that? Because we see his thoughts behind the scene, behind closed doors, camera turned off. We see what he's thinking. He tells you his agenda. He tells you how he's being deceitful. He tells you what would happen if this gets out. See, we always talk about, well, you know, rhinos say one thing and do the other, and grifters are people who, you know, they just do it for the money because it's the popular thing to do. Well, now we see who they are right in their own words. And that's key because we always speculate. Well, what goes on behind the scenes? Now you know. What's going through the mind of someone like that? Well, now we know. So we're going to go over this video and talk about it. But before we do that, we're actually going to talk about the statement that he put out here where he said, I will be giving a statement tomorrow. This is yesterday he did this, about the allegations brought up by Project Veritas. I'll also do an expose on all the people I mentioned in my video, to include Kelly Ward and Candace Owens. He put a Bible verse in there, as if that's going to be some kind of, you know, credibility. He puts the Bible verse here where it says, you shall not give false testimony against your neighbor. Okay, dog, whatever, man, whatever. But here's the thing. With Candace Owens, if you go back and look what happened with her and Kim Klacik, okay? Did a video on that. We covered it. I thought as fair as possible. See, the response that he's saying he put out there isn't there yet. Right now, as I'm taping this, it's 4:56 on December 9th, 2021. This statement came out yesterday. No response so far. If we go to his congressional page, nothing. If we go to his Facebook page, nothing. I even comment here saying any word on his official statement. So far, no. We go to his Twitter, nothing. Nothing on any of this. And it's been 24 hours when he said he was going to do it. He has not. I mentioned Kim Klacik. Well, there was a video that we put out when that whole thing went down with her and Candace Owens, and it took her 5 days to respond. Go look at that video, or more importantly, go look at the comments where I actually responded to someone who was defending Kim Klacik. And I said, look, she had 5 days to respond. So this video is based on the information that we had. Right now, I'm going to respond to this. There's no response from him. I was trying to wait for him to do this. He has not. I was trying to line up an interview with him several weeks ago on a project he was in. I'm going to talk to him about it. I thought he was a great conservative voice in this thing I saw him in. But that actual interview never happened. He's my friend on Facebook. I'm sorry, he was my friend on Facebook. This thing came out today. I went to it, saw it, went to his page. It was still public. I comment twice on there saying, hey, I'm going to do a video on this. Would you like to comment? Would you like to, you know, give me your thoughts on this? Nothing. So he defriended me. Whatever. I don't care. But I'm just letting you guys know I'm trying to give him a fair shake on this, especially when he said he's going to respond, you know, tomorrow. So technically speaking, he still has, I don't know, 7 hours left before 12 o'clock. Who knows? So the long story short is no response. So with that being said, let's get into this video.
Yes.
Yeah.
The McCarthys, the Cawthorns, the whole audit bullcrap thing that they're doing. It's just another way for them to funnel money for the American people.
So basically he called the audit bullcrap. He didn't agree with that. Okay.
You know how much money they've raised from this audit? Over $10 million.
I try and tell people the audit is paramount, but it's not mission critical.
Okay, here we go. This is at CPAC 2021. CPAC is the most conservative conference in America. That statement right there. This is the thing you got to watch out for, these red flags. He says the audit is paramount, which means the most important thing. And then he says, but not mission critical. Well, if it's paramount, then why is it mission critical? So anytime you hear a politician speak out of both sides of his mouth on the same sentence, especially, huge, huge red flag.
What's mission critical is that we take the House back. If we get this audit done, but the Democratic Party still owns the House, it was in vain. We've got to take the House back. Once the audit is done and truth will come to light, we can make those corrections and make sure it never happens again.
See, what he's simply doing is this. He's putting the message out for everybody and banking on the fact that he's a young black man to get his constituents. He feels that he can talk the language to the people on the left of the Republican Party, the people in the middle, and the people on the right, and still get their votes.
So what are your thoughts on the election then? Do you think that Trump won?
No. Do I think there was fraud? Yes.
Okay.
But not enough to overturn the election.
Now, I'm going to leave that right there because if you follow this channel, you know my thoughts on that. But if you go to gate.theconservativetake.com, I have videos there that cover that in great detail.
But I'm not going to broadcast that everywhere.
But I'm not going to broadcast that anywhere. What does that mean? It means that that's a message that the people on one side of my base doesn't want to hear, so I'm not going to broadcast it. So I'm going to hide my feelings from the voters. This is what happens when rhinos get into office. You know what I'm saying? So he says one thing, he gets voted in, people are really excited, he gets in and does nothing for the people that got him in there. This is what happens. People are lying to you as they're campaigning, and people are using, well, I'll get to that in a second, using their race, whatever they can to get people to vote for them without really dealing with the policies.
I'm a Republican moderate. I vote policy. Yeah. I'm not part of the country club and the peanut gallery.
Okay, he says, I vote policy. Sounds good. He says, but I'm not part of the country club and the peanut gallery. What he's saying here is this. The country club is referring to the country club Republicans. They're the ones that came out late 50s all the way out to the early 90s when the Newt Gingrich era came in, essentially saying that they didn't deal with the black vote. They didn't try to go after the black vote. Those are the country club Republicans. And then you have the peanut gallery. He's referring to people like me who want liberty and justice, but don't want to toe the party line all the time to get it done. It's kind of like what Trump did. He didn't toe the line. He did pragmatism. He did America First policies. He did things that made sense. And we've gone so crazy in this country that common sense is the thing now. And he doesn't also understand, and he also does not understand that the party has moved so much. We're seeing a paradigm shift within the party. It's going from that country club Republicans to a blue collar, minority centric, Latinos, blacks. We're seeing people who voted Democrat many years are now disenfranchised because the party has gone too far to the left. We're seeing independents coming into the party in droves, not so much because of policies, but because the Democrat Party has gone so insanely to the left that they just can't do it anymore. They're seeing their taxes going up. They're seeing CRT. They're seeing all kinds of things that they never thought was possible. Our cities being destroyed, nothing being done, hypocrisy left and right. They want sanity. And that's what the Republican Party is giving people. He is behind the times. Alex Stovall is a bad candidate. He has bad advisors, bad handlers. He's in Arizona. It's a McCain-centric state. Just because Arizona is run by the McCain political machine doesn't mean the voters feel that way. Again, they're coming in from blue collar, they're coming in from different areas that the Republican Party, especially the Mitt Romneys, the Paul Ryans, and the McCains, have no clue or even there. And they pretty much don't even think about them. They want their votes, but they're not going to represent them when it comes down to it.
No intent to be.
We need guys that are going to, or girls,
See, he said he has no intent to be.
to implement policies and bills that are going to make America stronger. Continue what Trump started.
Continue what Trump started. That, of course, is in front of the cameras. Now let's look what happens behind the camera.
Likely he'll endorse me, but I'm not going to publicly advertise it.
He says Trump will probably endorse him, which he probably would, but he's not going to publicly advertise it. But he will do this as a grifter. He'll do this. He will take that endorsement and make sure through back channels that everyone that wants to hear that hears it.
Like him, not in Arizona.
He said people in Arizona don't like him. No, only the people that you're listening to don't like him. Only the people part of that Paul Ryan, Mitt Romney, McCain machine of the old school Republican Party, which is now going by the wayside. Those guys, oh yeah, they don't like him, but you don't have your ear to the ground close enough. You're listening to the wrong people and you're out of touch. That's why this guy is a bad candidate.
What I say in my own campaign is different. Granted, I don't want
to. He said, what I say in my own campaign is different.
Seem arrogant. That's why I listen to what my counsel tells me.
What my counsel tells me. I do whatever my counsel tells me to do. Well, what if your counsel is getting money from other sides and they tell you to do it based on those people giving you money and your counsel is telling you to act on that? If you're not your own man, you will be swayed. That's why rhinos and people who go into politics don't do right by their constituents, because they're already influenced. In other words, they're already bought and paid for.
That's when they say go get an endorsement from somebody, I say, all right, cool.
He said, all right, cool. Whatever you say, do whatever. I'll get an endorsement. Okay, cool. And they call us grifters. They call us Uncle Toms. Give me a break.
No, I don't have respect for Candace Owens anymore. Well, I take her donation and take her.
Okay, now Candace Owens, if your opinion on Candace Owens is one thing, but you said you don't like her, fine, whatever. But I'll take her money. I'll take her donors. Absolutely. But it goes no further than that. Come on, dude. I mean, seriously, dude. That's what these people, they don't care about you. All they care about is the money, get your votes, and he'll back Candace Owens in public, but he won't back her, when it comes down to it, or the things that she actually adheres to. Because here's the thing. They don't understand that Candace Owens isn't just Candace Owens. She was mentored by Larry Elder. But she's saying the same things as Larry Elder. Larry Elder is, are you saying that Larry Elder's wrong? Because Candace is saying the same thing as Larry Elder. It's just in a different way, different mannerisms. It's still the same thing. And so he's basically saying is, I don't care about people who think like Larry Elder or Trump. I take their money though.
Donors, absolutely, but it goes no further than that.
Yeah.
I would never invite her to a Christmas party.
You don't win Arizona by being super right Republican.
You don't win Arizona by being a super right Republican. What does that mean? I'm going to interpret that by saying you don't win Arizona by being an American first Republican. Well, I beg to differ there, 100%. But let's say you're right. Go on.
Yeah.
You ever played spades or goldfish? You never show all your cards, right? That's why I'm going to win and other people probably won't.
So what he's saying is, okay, I don't think you can be a super right Republican and win in Arizona, so I'm just going to lie. I'm going to hold my cards to my vest, and I'm going to tell my voters one thing and do the opposite. Typical, actually, no, not typical. By definition, rhino.
Yes, I'm a conservative.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to beat on my big old monkey chest running around telling a whole bunch of people I am. First off, it's going to piss people off. It's gonna...
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Yeah. Okay, so he's saying he's not going to tell people he's a conservative. Obviously, again, he does not have his ears to the ground. Conservatism is where it is right now. People want authenticity. They want that. So what? Let's say you go in there and you lose because you stick to your principles. What happens is people trust you. If you stick to what you do, you'll get in the next time. Okay? You don't ever lie to people for whatever reason. You stick to who you are and let people play it out, because eventually they'll find out.
Turn people off and no one's going to want to give you money.
No one's going to give you money. So it's about that money.
There are a lot of independents here. Independents are what determine the vote.
That is correct. Independents do control the vote, but you know what? Independents are no longer the people you think they are. They're the people, like I said before, the blue collars, the people who are disenfranchised. They're coming over from different areas, and the independent base is expanding. Again, he does not know who his people are. He's listening to the wrong people.
Want to vote for me just so they can say that they elected the youngest black Republican in American history.
So now he's basically, here's the grifter thing. He's basically using his skin tone to manipulate voters. He's saying, because I'm saying this, because he feels he's a young black male going for the Republican Party. He's a minority. He's an anomaly. People are going to vote for him simply because of his race. And basically, he's going to play an Obama. He's going to be an Obama on the other side.
Like, it doesn't matter what your policies are, they just care about that?
Yep. That's everybody. Do you really think people care about policies?
You think people really care about policies? He is so far behind the times. People today care about policies because gas prices are like triple in some places. People care about policies. They care about their kids being taught CRT in schools. They care about people coming across our borders with impunity. They care about energy prices going through the roof. They care about what's going on in Afghanistan, people still being left over there. They care about these things. These are policy issues that Americans do care about, especially when it's affecting them in their pocketbook. This guy is so far behind.
Oh yeah, you're getting a real news flash about how politics work. Racism is real. What the news is telling you, what Tucker Carlson is telling you, what Candace Owens is telling you, it's a bunch of baloney.
So he's basically saying behind the scenes that what Candace and Tucker are saying about racism is real. Okay, no, what they're saying is actually true. What's happening is people inflate in racism so that they can use and manipulate, kind of like the way you're doing it right here.
We cannot allow black, Hispanic, or poor white communities to believe this radical agenda, this critical race theory nonsense that they're pushing. I'm not going to tell my children that because they're black, they have less of an opportunity or they're going to be shorthanded.
Now, right there, that's a very conservative view. But you're not going to call yourself a conservative? Dude, come on.
Want to be less white? Vote for the young black candidate.
You want to be less white? Vote for the young black candidate. There you go.
Now, the stuff that you will soon know could destroy the campaign.
Now, the stuff that you will soon know could destroy the campaign. So basically what you're saying is, I'm hiding all this stuff. I'm telling you the truth, whoever you are, this young lady, I guess. And if it ever gets out, my campaign is done. Which is probably why we don't see a statement yet from his campaign yet. You think?
Want to be less white? Vote for the young black candidate. Now, the stuff that you will soon know could destroy the campaign. If you're not doing anything wrong, then you have nothing to worry about. But if you got skeletons in the closet, they're going to, what's in dark comes to light.
There's the video from Project Veritas and my reaction to it. And we talk about this in speculation all the time, wondering what these candidates do behind closed doors. Now we know. And so I'm glad Project Veritas was able to get this. And I'm eager to see what kind of official statement that they can come up with on this. Here's my guess. They're going to deflect and they're going to create a straw man around, I guess, Candace Owens and Kelly Ward about how they're so bad and what they've done. But first of all, that's going to be disingenuous for many reasons. Number one, because you've been caught red-handed, your own words. Everything in this video is just so bad. And he needs to come out in front of this much quicker than this. He can't. His campaign is done. And I don't know why he even guessed that it could be anything other than that. He should have just pulled from the campaign or run as a Democrat. But what do you think? What are your thoughts on this? What are your thoughts on people like this, grifters, rhinos? I think they're worse than any Democrat ever because they are deceitful. You don't see him coming. And if it wasn't for Project Veritas, we wouldn't have seen this coming. He fooled a lot of people. Go out to Twitter, go out to his Facebook page and look at the comments. People are infuriated. His campaign, his handlers are not doing a good job of handling this at all. They're letting people steamroll him on social media, which quite frankly, he has no defense for, in my opinion. I'd be curious to see what he has to say. But let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. I'd be curious to know what you think. And if you like what we do on this channel, where we take pop culture and politics and filter to you in a conservative manner, then please click on the videos we have picked out for you right